What's going on, guys? It's Mr. DEBT Joe Lork from the Money Etiquette Group, and I want to talk about 12 years, $430 million, the highest contract ever signed in Major League Baseball by Mike Trout and the Los Angeles Angels. Okay, $430 million over 12 years. A huge number. I know that's getting headlines everywhere, but if you've been paying attention to baseball and into media over the past 20 years, you would understand that you saw this coming. You know it's not a surprise, but also it will point towards the direction of where we're going when it comes to marketing and social media. How do I tie in a baseball contract and social media? Keep watching and I'll let you know. So what does Mike Trout's contract have to do with social media marketing? Let me tell you, okay? Pay attention. I'm running a lot of numbers by you. I'm going to put up a lot of graphics, but you must pay attention, because for anyone that's running a small business, anyone that wants to advertise or do anything on social media, this is why you need to pay attention right now. All right. How does Mike Trout's contract tie into social media marketing and where it's going to go in the future market? Well, you have to look at the background and what happened behind the scenes for Mike Trout to get that money. Okay, back in 2006, the LA Angels were only worth approximately $368 million, while today they're worth $1.85 billion. Of course, these are estimates. This is not a public company. We're just going based off Forbes and public information that is out there. Nevertheless, the estimate of $1.85 billion today from $368 million in 2006, which represents roughly a 500% increase in net worth, okay, 500%. Over from 2006 to 2018. So how do you get there? Well, in between that time, if you look at all major sports, the TV contracts got out of control and insane, because if you look in 2011, the LA Angels signed a contract with Fox Sports for 20 years for $3 billion, okay? 2011, 20-year contract for $3 billion with Fox Sports. In 2018, roughly 2 billion viewership minutes were spent on Angels primetime games on Fox Sports. Again, 2 billion minutes. That's a lot of time. In fact, if you combine the top 7 primetime shows in that market, they still wouldn't reach 2 billion viewership minutes. So a lot of people are watching these games, despite the fact that, of course, in-game attendance and going to the stadiums, it might be down some, but when it comes to viewership on television and Fox Sports, it looks like that investment was worth it. Again, remember, this was back in 2011, $3 billion for 20 years. Now, when you think about that, why would anyone pay that much just for viewership? Okay, because of course, you know, advertisers are going to pay a lot once they understand, well, look, this is a certain amount of people are watching games during this period of time, and they're going to see your commercial. So you want to put your products in front of people. Okay, again, this is all about viewership. So how, again, are we going from Mike Trout's contract to getting to Facebook and Instagram? Well, we're talking about viewership, and this is where we get into social media. Right now, it's estimated that 70% of the U.S. population uses social media at least 3 hours per day. Okay, 3 hours, and that might be a low estimate, because I know people who won't admit it, but they'll probably use social media 6 to 8 hours per day. But nevertheless, 3 hours is the estimate. Okay, that roughly breaks down to about 65,700 minutes per year per person. Okay, 65,700 minutes of spent time on social media sites. Okay, so if we look at the population of LA, since we're talking about the Angels and we're talking about LA viewership, right? There are roughly 4 million people in LA. And let's just say 70% of those people use social media. So keeping up with the trend in the United States. Now, we know that some areas are higher than others. I probably would think that, I don't know, LA is probably more like 90%, but let's just keep it at 70% for a low estimate, okay? If 70% of the LA viewership is watching social media 3 hours a day, okay, which roughly breaks down to, again, 65,700 minutes per year. We just spoke about what the Angels are getting viewership-wise, 2 billion minutes during the season for primetime games. 2 billion minutes, right? When you do all your math, when you add all this up, okay, we're talking about 328.5 billion minutes spent on social media within a year in just the LA market. 300, again, think about it, 328 228.5 billion minutes are being spent consuming content on social media just in the LA market. So I want you to think about this for a second. What do you think advertisers are going to be willing to pay when they fully buy in to our change? So that's how you tie in Mike Trout's contract to social media marketing, okay? Mike Trout is able to get paid because the Angels signed a contract with Fox Sports. We're talking about over 20 years, $3 billion. The reason that they're willing to pay that much is because they know advertisers are going to pay them because they understand that 2 billion minutes are being spent watching games, so they want to be in front of you while you're watching games. It doesn't matter what you're watching, though. They just want to be in front of you. So what does that mean when they truly understand the numbers come out and show, okay, just in the LA area, we're spending 328.5 billion minutes on social media sites where we don't look away for commercials. We may skip them, but we consume them for at least 10 to 15 seconds.